That's like my newly decorated cup. The disembodied southern voice and the kiddo did it for me. Isn't it cute? Especially, yeah, that one right there. Adorable, right? Anyway, hi friends. Welcome back. And thank you so much for watching and for all your likes, subscriptions, comments, everything. Like, I know these stickers won't last long, but I kind of love them because they did them for me. So I will keep them on for as long as they last. Anyway, welcome back. And again, I appreciate all your comments and likes and subscriptions and watches. They mean so much to me. Welcome back to Makeup Looks based on books. So I actually did this video yesterday, but I don't know. I felt like I ended up leaving out a lot, and so I just decided to redo it today. So I will be talking about A Most Attentive Father, which is a Regency romance based on Pride and Prejudice, by Sydney Salier, something like that. All right, so let's talk Pride and Prejudice for a second. So the Bennets, in my opinion, were not great parents. They weren't bad parents, but Mrs. Bennet was so consumed with finding her daughters a husband that was like all that mattered. And she was so worried about being left in the hedgerows when Mr. Bennet was gone. And Mr. Bennet was just so over it that he just basically didn't care anymore. So I feel like they were not great parents. Well, in this book, the author has taken Mr. Bennet and made him into a good, attentive father. There's some history in the beginning. Mr. Bennet she has made Mr. Bennet wealthier than he was. And so in this book, Mr. Bennet is still the master of Longbourn, but he is not actually at Longbourn. Longbourn unfortunately burned down, taking his father and older brother with him. And so he's now the heir to Longbourn, but an ancestor actually created a second manor by Longbourn named Longford. And it's actually bigger and brings in more money than Longbourn did. But Longbourn is the more well known. So they just say he's Mr. Bennet of Longbourn. And Mr. Bennet of Longbourn was kind of taken in by Fanny Gardiner, who she was young, beautiful, and she told him that, and he wanted an intelligent wife, and she told him that she was willing to learn until they got married. And then she just wanted to spend money and didn't want all the responsibilities. And so Mr. Bennet has not told her that he is actually wealthier than he is. He keeps her on Longbourn's income, because otherwise she would just waste all his money. And so, and before long, they're both dissatisfied with each other. Well, she gets pregnant after a while and has Jane, and everybody just falls in love with Jane, her especially, and she just keeps Jane with her always. And she gets pregnant again with Lizzie, and she is so upset that Lizzie is not a male that she wants nothing to do with him. And this is the same, nothing to do with her. And this is the same with the other three girls. Like, she is enthralled with Jane, but the other four girls, because they had the audacity to not be men like they had any choice, she wants nothing to do with them. So Mr. Bennet and his mother raised those girls, and they raised them into intelligent, hardworking girls. They're not silly like they were, but Jane is pretty much kept separate from the other girls because, again, her mother wants nothing to do with them. And her mother's, so pretty much the four girls are raised by the father, and then there's Jane by the mother. This causes some problems. So I hate Fanny in this book. She's awful. The author has done a really good job of making her just an awful person. But it's such an interesting take on Pride and Prejudice. It's such an interesting way of how it could have gone, I guess. There are, of course, Lizzie and Darcy, They meet at the same place, but it goes a little bit differently. And there's all the main characters. Caroline is, of course, just Caroline is Caroline, and she's just herself. Maybe a little bit worse. Bingley he's different. He's more independent from Darcy, I guess. And his sister Louisa and her husband are also different. I like them a lot in this book. But it's such an interesting tale. Hi, baby. I highly, highly recommend it. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite Pride and Prejudice variation, but it's a really, really good one. So I highly recommend it. Let me know if y'all have tried it, or let me know what you guys have thought if you've read it, or if you try it, let me know what you think. But yeah, it's just, I like that she made Mr. Bennet an attentive father. Like, I love him in this book. He's such a good dad. He does so well with his girls. Even Jane when he gets the chance to. But yeah, so there's quite a few differences, but it's like, I like most of the differences. I think that's all I've got for today. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.